Good morning. Thank God it's Friday. Incidentally, the last Friday in the month of November 29, 2024. And my name is Winifred Ugobo, your host on the program Inside Nigeria, your breakfast show on Leadership Television. On today's program, we'll look at what national papers are saying on issues. Of course, that includes Nigeria's foremost Friday newspaper, Leadership Friday. We'll start off with Leadership Friday and see what the leading stories on the cover are this Friday. Let's go to Leadership Friday. It says, despite military offensive, kidnapping persists. Leading story today on Leadership Friday. Despite military offensive, kidnapping persists. Victims narrate ordeal. They killed my aunt, made me carry her corpse for hours, means. My brother still missing after months, sister laments. Police discover 11 shallow graves, arrest three kidnappings. I'll take that living story again on Leadership Friday, Nigeria's foremost Friday newspaper. Despite military offensive, kidnapping persists. Victims narrate ordeal, that is the kickers. They killed my aunt, made me carry her corpse for hours, means. My brother still missing after months, sister laments. Police discover 11 shallow graves, arrest three victims. Leading story today on Leadership Friday. And we need that we have a picture of the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, President slash Chief Executive, Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, DCON. We have the Group Managing Director slash Chief Executive, Zenith Bank PLC, Dame Dr. Adaura Amirchi, OON. We have the Director General of the Treasury, France, Bertrand Dumont. We have Executive Director, Zenith Bank PLC, Mrs. Adobe Wankba, and founder and chairman, Zenith Bank PLC, Jim Obia, CFR, doing the official commissioning of Zenith Bank Paris on Wednesday. Incidentally, President Bola Tinubu is also in Paris on an official state visit. Beneath that, we'll tackle out of school children crisis with skills training coming from Tinubu. Senate passes tax bills for second reading. Reps hold debate Tuesday. Senate passes tax bills for second reading. Reps hold debate Tuesday. And just beneath the mindset of Leadership Friday, Levo, the all-color, glossy style magazine on the stable of Leadership newspaper, is out this Sunday, 1st December 2024. Don't miss it. Grab a copy of Leadership Sunday, and of course, you have the section of Levo inside. Beside the mindset of Leadership Friday, reps confirm Oluyede substantive chief of army staff. The story is on page 9 of Leadership Friday. And from that, we move to the page 3 of the paper where we have our stand. Today's stand is on anxiety over Nigerians in foreign prisons. Anxiety over Nigerians in foreign prisons. A recent report claimed that about 1,933 Nigerians are languishing in jails in different parts of India for offenses ranging from rape, theft, internet fraud, drug offenses, kidnapping, and violation of visa and immigration laws. The list of Nigerians in foreign prisons is not exhaustive, as the ugly development is found in practically all parts of the world, but the situation appears worse in Asian countries, where some ill-advised Nigerian citizens have taken up to an attitude that does not represent the Nigerian ideal of hard work, perseverance, and diligence. There are exceptions where some get into trouble in foreign lands due to ignorance, but many are willful criminals and desperate to shortchange the system in their host countries for quick gains. These are some paragraphs from our stand on anxiety over Nigerians in foreign prisons. From the stand, we move to the back page of Leadership Friday, and on the back page of Leadership, we have as usual conversations with Azu. Today's conversation is on the force about Kemi Badenoch. reports about Kemi Badenoch, conversations with Azu. For the continuation of this conversation, the editorial, continuation of headline stories and inside stories, log on to the website of Leadership newspaper, www.leadership.ng. From leadership, we move over to the next paper on our menu, and that is The Punch. The Punch says minimum wage, labor stays hold last minute talks ahead Monday strike. Minimum wage, labor stays hold last minute talks ahead Monday strike. NLC mobilizes for total shutdown, stays hopeful of beating December 1 deadline. The main headline story today is on minimum wage. Labour stays hold last minute talks ahead Monday strike. NLC mobilizes for total shutdown, stays hopeful of beating December 1 deadline. We also have the picture of President Bola Tinubu, as I mentioned earlier, in France on a state visit. Tinubu as he seeks France collaboration on food security education. The story for that picture. Tax, Northern Senators regroup, bills case second reading. Tax, Northern Senators regroup, bills case second reading. The story is on page 2 of The Punch. NAFDAC mumps up fake malaria drug. Money laundering, US-based Nigerian may get 20-year jail term. Abductors kill 85-year-old Plateau man after 700,000 naira ransom. Job creation not part of my mandate, Labour Minister. That takes us to the last story on the cover of the Punch newspaper, and this is just beside the masthead. Port Harcourt Refinery, controversy surrounds NNPCL claim on operation. The story runs on page 29 of the Punch newspaper, and of course with that we bring to a close the review of front headline stories on the Punch. For more, log on to the website of the paper as we move to the next on our menu, and that is Daily Sun. Daily Sun's main headline story today is this Friday, November 29, 2024. Nigerians blow 68 billion naira on UK visa in 1 year. Nigerians blow 68 billion naira on UK visa in 1 year. Rejections soar, says report. Zenith Bank expands global footprints, opens Paris branch. Hashtag end bad governance protest. 24 killed, 1,200 arrested. Coming from Amnesty International. 70,000 naira minimum wage may not afford tissue paper in 5 years' time, Ajero says constant review of wages necessary. Terrorists kill 4 NSCDC personnel, injures others. FCTA cracks down on one chance syndicate. And just beside the masthead of Daily Sun, Senate passes tax bills for second reading as reps intensify moves to starve up opposition. With that, also, we conclude review of front headline stories on Daily Sun. For more, log on to the website of the paper, www.thesun.ng. The next paper we have on our menu, that is Vanguard. Vanguard's Friday news cover says tax reform bills offer 55% to states in new sharing formula. Tax reform bills offer 55% to states in new sharing formula. Target zero VAT on exports, essential commodities. Reduce burden on small businesses. Reduce company income tax from 30% to 25%. Senate passes bills for second reading to conduct public hearing. Gives committee 6 weeks to revert. We will do what is good for Nigeria, Nigerians, Akpabio. Udume kicks as Bamidele, Musa, Dixon, Moro, Mogunu support bills. These are kickers to that leading story on Vanguard today, this Friday. Tax reform bills offer 55% to states in new sharing formula. Polytechnic lecturers begin strike December 2. Bode George tackles Onanuga for insulting Obasanjo. Tinubu to Macron, Paris Prime Minister. A starved nation won't care about weather environment. Vanguard special tribute on Pastor Mrs. Umo Eno, Akwa Ibom First Lady, as she goes home in a blaze of glory. Hashtag end bad governance protest. Police kill 24 protesters in 6 states, coming from Amnesty International. And in sports, FIFA ranking, Super Eagles drop 8 places after loss to Rwanda. And above the masthead of Vanguard, manufacturing sector contributes 5.02 trillion naira to economy in 9 months. And with that, we bring to a close the review of front headline stories on Vanguard this Friday. For more, log on to www.vanguardngr.com. From Vanguard, we move to the last paper we have on our menu, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian story today is on the World AIDS Day, which is commemorated every December 1. Rising spread, more HIV infected kids, low race to zero scourge. World AIDS Day, rising spread, more HIV infected kids, slow race to zero scourge. And the illustration beneath that big story, about 140,000 Nigerian children are currently infected by HIV. 22,000 new mother-to-child transmission of HIV yearly. Nigeria contributes 25% of the global burden of HIV mother-to-child transmission. Contributes 46% of new infections among kids in the West and Central Africa, 18% of global figure. 35% gets pediatric treatment as against global set standard of 95%. 15% deaths recorded among children yearly, 300 of which occur weekly. These are illustrations to that big story on the cover of The Guardian this Friday. World AIDS Day. World AIDS Day, as I mentioned earlier, is commemorated every December 1. Rising spread, more HIV infected kids, slow race to zero scourge. Underneath that big story, Senate moves forward with tax reform bills as critics call for caution. Shun migration, federal government takes fresh foreign trained medical doctors. Witness tells court how he collected $400,000 for Emefiele. Global wages are growing inflation, says ILO. Amnesty International accuses police of killing 24 protesters in Kano, others. Emphasis on individual success weakens political action, says Osinbajo. Electricity subsidies queued against masses, minister affirms. With that, we also conclude front headline stories of The Guardian this morning. For more, log on to the website of The Guardian, www.guardian.ng. From this Guardian also, we come to the end of today's Inside Nigeria, your breakfast on leadership television, where we review and discuss front headline stories of some select newspapers. My name is Winifred Webo. Don't forget to join us for another fresh edition of the program next week in another month, 1st of December. However, don't forget to also join us on this same frequency for news on the hour. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio.